Hello, Taurus, and welcome. I'm Adriana. I'm a soul guidance coach, and I help you choose growth and the healing of your inner roots. I have an intuitive message for you today, and let's go ahead and get started. Okay, we're going to go left to right. Magician, we've had this a bit. Happiness, Six of Cups, lovely. Three of Wands, Vantage, and looks like it's going into the Six of Cups. And then outside the Emperor. Okay. Oh, this is an amazing reading, Taurus. So I don't think I explained this before. We're going to be looking at the inside world as well as your outside world and what's around you. We have the Emperor standing off with the crow, the magician crow. And so if I had to put this energy into two words, I would say manifestation and I would say control. So this magician energy in the outside, so the way you're trying to interact and manipulate, and not manipulate in negative, but manipulate as in handle. Quick word fun, manus comes from Latin, the hand. And so manipulate means to get your hands in. So that's what I'm talking about. The way you're trying to get your hands into the world, magician, with this energy of a new day opening up and promise and possibilities, it then hits this more stark, less colorful energy of the Emperor. And I know it looks like it's card number 6, but it's really card number 4. I still haven't figured out how to flip my camera, so if you've got any tips, please let me know. This is an Android Note 9. All right, so we've got this highly creative energy wanting to bring together things, situations, people, and I want to say forces, like energetic forces that have never been combined before. This is something totally new. That new day dawning is very strong for me. I don't know if you listen to Alpha Rev. I don't even know if they're still touring or if they're still together, but they have this song called New Morning. And it's just such a great song. It's open, there's possibilities, and I feel that with this card. So you've got that flowing, and then we come into this stubborn Emperor figure that wants to put limits on something before it is fully formed, before it's fully flourished. So what you are trying to manipulate and create in that outside world, it's as if you're putting limits and boxes on it before it's even here. So let's see if my guides will give me an example of how to explain this. Okay, so let's just start with something very silly. Let's think about flour. So flour, we have all sorts of possibilities, right? We could make bread, we could make cakes, we could make cupcakes, we could make sauces even. You use flour in sauces. So let's just say you're saying to the universe, okay, give me some flour. And then you say, well, actually, no, I really don't like sauces on things, and bread isn't really good for me, so I'm not going to do that, and cakes and cupcakes are just too much work, so I don't really want that. So you've already shut the door. Or maybe you're telling the universe you only want flour from this day to this day, but not on the other day, so you're kind of limiting it. This is raw energy that your guides and the universe are giving you to kind of play with and mold into something, but you're wanting to make the end vision of it before you've really played with the materials to see what's possible for them. I know this sounds very abstract, but I think we'll be getting some more clarity when we go on the inside. The Emperor is also giving me this feeling that we're using words like, well, I can't do that, or that's never been done before, or it doesn't work that way. Limiting thoughts that seem realistic and pragmatic, but really are limiting. So let's jump into the inside. Love these. We're looking at vantage and we're looking at happiness. So Taurus, this is a very interesting reading because, can you see the feathers? Maybe you can't see. They're all tied together by a single thread and they're all very different. So this is about pulling together things that are very different to create something completely different, to create something new, drawing on different energies, drawing on different facets of yourself. And this animal up in the tree, I think, is a jaguar. The jaguar up in the tree looking at the long view. So looking at the long view of what happiness really means, not the short-term gains of what this emperor guy thinks he wants. So these are deeper questions about what would it really take to make you happy? What does it make to take you happy? A lot of times we think it's something with limits, material things, like those shoes would make me happy, or this partnership, this relationship, this job would make me happy. But often when we think like that, we're missing the essence. What it is about the shoes that attracts me is the fact that maybe they're comfortable, or maybe they would make me feel more pride in my presence. And so what I'm really looking after is a positive feeling. Okay, so I'm saying actually, no, it's a positive feeling that makes me happy. Doesn't matter if it's a new pair of shoes or petting a dog. It's the essence of that which makes me happy. So Taurus, it's not about the literal things. It's about the sense. It's about the feeling, because likely there are very many different facets to your happiness. It doesn't just depend on the relationship or this person coming towards you. It doesn't just depend on the promotion. This is asking you to look at the essence and the energy of what it is that's really making you happy, that really brings you that lasting contentedness. There also is some deep healing going around this the idea of happiness. So we have all this green here, which is heart and healing. So what you believe and what you grew up believing would make you happy very likely hasn't or doesn't or won't, because it came from, first of all, different people. Your parents are not you. And it also came from maybe a different generation and a different world. The world where you were brought up and born and brought up, maybe that's a better order, is so different than the world where you live now. So has that concept of happiness been truly updated to reflect your authentic self? And a lot of times what makes us unhappy is that we're holding on to outdated versions of what would bring us happiness. So I don't know if this has ever happened to you, where you've craved something for a long time and maybe you've given up on having it, and then all of a sudden you get it, but maybe it's a year off or 2 years later. And when you get it, it's suddenly kind of like, no, actually, I never really wanted that. I don't really want it now. It doesn't make me happy. So this is about finding happiness in this moment where you are, not where you think you need to be, not where you should have been or are not. So it's about really finding that honesty with yourself to say, no, actually, this is what makes me happy, not that. That's really not me. Okay, I'm curious for an advice card, or just one more. Let me try one more. Something about odd numbers. Okay, 5 of Swords, defeat. So this is literally walk away from what is not working, which seems like pretty logical advice, right? But sometimes we have a very hard time walking away from what doesn't work, because we either hope it will work or expect it to work, or haven't let go of the fact that it's just not us. Okay, so see if I can try to give you another example. Yeah, I think I can. I think it was a pair of shoes. We'll go with a pair of shoes. I'm on a shoe kick this week, I think. So I really, really wanted and longed for this certain pair of shoes. And I got other shoes because I said, no, I don't want to spend that money right now. So I got other ones that weren't quite right, but I still always thought of those shoes. And I regretted not getting them. So finally I let myself get them. And when I got them, they really just didn't work. But you know what's the funny thing, Taurus? I tried to make them work. because I had wanted them so long and I desired them so long. I thought, well, if I hold my foot to the inside, maybe it won't rub on the outside and give me a sore. Maybe I can walk differently so I can make these things work. I couldn't give up the desire to have this work. In my head, if I had held that desire so long, it should work, right? But what I'm failed to recognize in that moment was it didn't work for me in this moment. It belonged to a different moment that maybe was never supposed to happen. So when we let go of these things that really aren't true for us in this moment, then this happiness will last a lot longer. Okay, Taurus, thanks so much for joining me as I drop all the cards everywhere. If you're curious to learn more about me and what I do and how I can help you get to your next steps and get to your next depth, please check out the description below. And I also wanted to say, if you've been trying to sign up for my newsletter through my website, I just fixed the broken link. So if you haven't been able to do that, you should be able to do it now. I send out newsletters about once a month, just something a little special to make the day just a little better. So I will see you next time right here, Taurus. Looking forward to it.